Hi, welcome back to my channel. Antoinette here, and I have a little exciting deck. It's the tarot that's been designed by the Witch of the Ritual Kitchen. So that's her YouTube channel, and her name is Laura May. And this is a deck that I think, go back and watch her videos, but I think I'm right in saying she's hand-drawn the tarot and then obviously coloured it in based on the Rider-Waite system. And she is the Ritual Kitchen Witch, therefore everything in her YouTube is mostly about the Ritual Kitchen, kitchen witchery, working with ingredients and, feeding and nourishing the soul. She's a UK-based content creator and also has so I've bought this, and just before this one was posted to me, she did an update on her YouTube channel about she now has a recipe book. So if the deck isn't quite up your alley, but you like what you see here, you might choose to buy the recipe book. I am tempted. I'll see though. See how I get on with this. So hopefully, haven't followed too closely, because I don't. Once I back something, I then step away and wait for it to arrive in my hand so I can have like a first impressions of my own. Each card is linked to a recipe. So there's going to be an ingredient, I presume, to each card to give a recipe. So it'll be based around an ingredient more so than... Anyway, that's my personal thinking and hope for the deck. But let's see what we do get. And it just comes very plain. I just ordered the basic set. So the deck and the book. And I get a thank you card. There's a QR code on the back and a little bit of spiel there. So should we quick look at the book first? How do I explain it? So it's slightly better quality than, the Amazon print-on-demand books. You must know the ones I mean. They kind of start to curl when they're damp. It's slightly better quality than that. It's a better card. It has a very, very matte finish to it. Very matte. And the colours are very intense. All the recipes, words and illustrations and the photography are all by the creator. Only thing I would say is I'm not sure if that's supposed to be white or if it's meant to have printing on it. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's going to affect my overall use of the deck, however. Let's come in. Oh, that's strange. We open straight into, so we go straight into the cards. There's no preamble on this one, so you will need to go over to her YouTube channel or the Etsy shop or the Kickstarter to find out more about this if you want it. But we are literally straight in. So we have the Fool, Innocence, Beginnings, Freedom, Plum, one of the earliest flowers to blossom in spring or even winter in some climates. The plum captures the playful naivety of the fool, the sweetness of boldly stepping into the unknown and creating new beginnings. Plum dipping sauce. Right, so it is, I think, what my concept or understanding of concept was at the start. So we have we have the meaning of the card upright. There's no reverse. We have a ingredient, and then looks like they have a recipe to go with it. So plum dipping sauce. So that's actually quite a nice, simple recipe. And we're moving through. So we have the Magician's bay leaves. What are we making with bay leaves? Manifestation herb loaf. Oh, okay. So all of the recipes have been tried and tested, and I think they're all created by Laura, or she may have obviously had inspiration like many things that we have, and then you tweak things to make it yours. Obviously I can't speak 100% for that, but we've got here tea loaf ritual. So tea being the ingredient for the Hierophant. Lovers, we have the apple. Okay, yeah, I can see that. That's a good choice. Let's not to give too many of the recipes away. Let's have a little look down here. 8 of Pentacles. I'm not sure what that is, but that looks quite tasty. Pineapple. Pineapple coconut cake with marzipan pearls. Oh, maybe not the marzipan pearls. Perhaps I'll find some white chocolate or something. Oh, I'd like to know what the 8 of Swords is, or 9 of Swords. Let's see what these two are. I'm interested. We have the hibiscus poached pear, 9 of Swords. Okay. And and blueberry and thyme ice cream for 8 of Swords. I thought it was going to be, in my mind, something horrendous like Brussels sprouts and liver. They would be my 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords foods, being a non-fan of either. King of Swords. So we end on the King of Swords, basically, as we go to the back of the book. And that is how the book ends. So it is literally just the recipes to go with the cards, and the ingredient that goes with. Okay. And then we have the deck, which comes in a top box. It's very matte. So it's not pre-scored. I don't have one to hand, but yes, I do. Like this one. So this one has a pre-score there. So the deck folds back. This bit folds back without causing damage. This one isn't. Let's just get these out. Oh, I can instantly feel texture on the cards. So there's nothing fancy in there. And you can see very rough cut. So it's got that sort of handmade rustic feel to it. Yeah. I could tell just from looking at it, it was going to make that noise. So I think some of you will know what that means when it comes to shuffling. Nothing stuck together. You can smell the ink. Here's the backs. So they are fully reversible. We have a cross in the middle. And we have a very nice colour palette. So let's go down and see what we got. What's in the deck? He reminds me of anyone in the UK? I'm a Storyteller. The start to the series Storyteller, where he used to play his little, whatever we're calling that, mandolin, guitar, with his hat on. He'd disappear around the tree singing songs, and then he used to shapeshift. A bushy tail. You know who I mean. So here we go. We have the Fool. Oh, don't do what I did, because clearly my heavy-handed flicking has caused a bend in the card. That's me. That's not a problem though. I'll just pop it under a book and it'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, just be careful when you are manhandling your cards. So it's just spots. No, there's no spot gloss, sorry. It looked like it was for a minute there. So there's no spot gloss. I'm just being overly analytical of what's in the card. So we have our dog and we have our sack. Very nice muted tones. We have the Magician. Nice to see a female in situ. Our High Priestess. What is? I don't know if it's going to come through on screen as well as it comes through to the eye, because sometimes our screens change colours. But to me, this is very rich tones of kind of blues, midnights, and like the deepest midnight purple I could probably describe here with the gold. I love the Blue Lotus. Here's an Empress. I wonder what she's surrounded by. Is that rosemary? Let me just come back to the Fool a second. Because he was plums. Okay. His top looks like it's got plums on it, and to be fair, his sack looks like a plum, or a plum sack. The Emperor. Again, you see his grapes hanging. Okay, the Hierophant had bay leaves. I kind of remember the bay leaves, seeing the bay leaves in the recipe. We are surrounded by apples in the Lovers. I guess that's a harken back to Adam and Eve stories. The Chariot. Colour palette's quite nice actually, isn't it? Strength. Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, somebody's mentioned in comments who I'm thinking of. Is this Fortuna, this wheel? And that face? Because I recognise the face from something else. Here's our Justice. How's 11? Hanged One. We're hanging from an orange tree. Looks like oranges. Death, surrounded by pomegranates. Very fitting for death then, yeah. And the story of, Persephone. Temperance. I wonder what alchemy we're making here. Our devil. And we have a chili. So it must be... Let's have a look. I'm definitely curious now. Potato and... yes, potatoes and chili. Temptation, bondage, and materialism. Herby roast potato wedges with chili oil dressing. It might not be dressing, I just said the word dressing. It might just be in chili oil, but I always think of chili oil as a dressing. Tower. Star. Life gives you lemons. Our moon. Sun. Has to be sunflower seeds, doesn't it? Judgment. What are they? Like papaya or something? Dragon fruit. The world. That is a very nice world. And here we go. Ace of Wands. Again, that one's very deep in colour. Of the nails on the around the stick on the hand. Or should I say on the hand around the stick? Or the wand, not stick. That's interesting. So we've gone... So this one's quite Pip-esque, isn't it? Not sure what that is, but they're all clearly holding it up. And we've got the fifth one here. So don't know. Can't comment on that, but equally interesting. Everyone's got different coloured nails. Six of Wands. Seven of Wands. Eight of Wands. Nine of Wands. So I don't know if ingredients repeat through the book. So I wouldn't know if lemons appear in more than one place, or if it's like lemon, lime. What do you get? You get grapefruit, pink grapefruit, yellow grapefruit. Then there's that pomelo, the really big green one, pomelos, I think I want to call them. So I don't know if it would just go through things like that. I'm not sure. King of Wands. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Here's our three. Passion flowers. Four of Cups. That looks like a tea plant, doesn't it? Five of Cups. Six. I wonder what we're growing. Aubergines. Seven. Oh, we have a whole host of herbs and things up there. 8. 9. 10. To our page. Knight of Cups, Queen, King, Nectarines or Peaches, Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, 4, so 5, 6, 7, printing, it's quite nice, and the 8. Nine. That almost looks like cinnamon, doesn't it? 10. Queen in the butterfly garden. I wonder what she's sat with. I wonder what they are. Should we have a look? Because I'm just too curious. I'm too curious. Basil. Okay. I've never grown basil, so I wouldn't know that it grew like that. So we have basil. Swords. Talking of, it looks like grapefruit to me. Looks like chamomile. Take it easy. Have a chamomile. 5 of Swords. Oh, interesting. So that is very reminiscent of the 5 of Wands. Just out of interest, so the females or the feminine suits are illustrated, and the masculine suits kind of have a more structured form. Pip-esque. What would you say? And have we changed spaces? No, we have different people altogether, different nails. That's interesting. We have our 6, 7, the 8 with the nice recipe, and the 9 with the great recipe. It was the pears, wasn't it? Dessert. 10 of Swords. Yeah, that is quite hard to see what's going on in that one. Very hard, actually. You can kind of make out the shadow of a person and all the swords, and then like a blood moon, I'm going to call it, in the background. But as far as like here down and here out, it's pretty dark. Pretty dark. Yeah. Page. Knight. Queen. And King. So I think there's maybe 3 cards in there that are slightly too dark for my poor eyesight to deal with. But the rest, actually, I don't have a problem with at all. So you know it's going to shuffle well. Don't even need to ask me that. You've got you both. It's definitely going to bridge, I would say. Definitely feels like it's got a core to it. Yeah, it's definitely. It has like a plastic deck feel to it, but it's very light. Most of my plastic decks are very heavy. This doesn't have that heaviness to it. It is very, very lightweight deck, but has that same feel and slip to it as a plastic deck, for anyone who happens to have one. It's got a good noise to it. I can't help but think that anyone who's got a love of cooking, food, wants some different recipes, and because they're only 1-page recipes, they're not going to be massive, time-consuming recipes, and the ones that I've watched her do on her blog do look very tempting. So just pop 3 down. So we've got the Moon, the Emperor, and Justice. We'll just take a quick look in the book for each one. Something different. The Moon, Illusion, Intuitive Dreaming, Mystery, and it's a poppy seed recipe for that one. The Emperor says Authority, Structure, Control. Yep, all words we expect to see with that card. And we have mulberries. So it's not grey, although there's grapes. I saw those as grapes. It's mulberries is the actual ingredient for that one. And justice. Fairness, truth and balance. Yes, again, all standard keywords. And we have the marigold is linked to that, which is fairly evident in the card, really, isn't it? And of course, you've got your whys in there, but I don't want to give out too much of the exciting stuff of the book because I don't want to spoil it for people. So there we go. So that's quite cool, actually. It's a very different concept. Now, I do have the barkeepers tarot book, guidebook only. And I have a feeling that the guidebook, so if I wanted a beverage, I could pair the Emperor from the barkeeper's tarot or bartender's tarot to the Emperor here, and I could put like a beverage with the mulberry, whatever it is that makes in the book. So that's one thing that I've got. So I've got 2 tarots, one for food, one and a book. I only bought the book because the other deck, all the cards were pictures of the drink with the recipe all over the back, and I just didn't like that. This one, I like the fact that they've done a normal tarot deck. That's why I got this one. If they'd done the same with this one, I wouldn't have bought this either. I'd have just bought the guidebook because I'm that fussy. But here's where we're at. And now as far as pairing goes, I'm really not too sure what on earth I would pair with this. Maybe the Witch's Oracle. Hang on. So I've come back with is the Oracle of the Witch's Candle from Libra Moon Ink, my other latest Kickstarter, and we'll just see what these ones do. So we have the Star with my thoughts shape my reality. Tower, I give and receive kindness. So depending on how you want to rebuild what's going on there. Judgment, with harmony builds a peaceful world. I think, yeah, the message is pretty good, right? The Magician, I embrace my inner child with love. Can you hear the fly? I have huge blue bottles here. The Ten of Wands, with love lights my path. Once you get home and you've done your chores, you can maybe step into the Page of Wands and then the Knight of Wands. 10 of Swords, forgiveness builds bridges. Oh, that's quite apt. That's quite poignant. I think message-wise these do go quite well. And they're not too bad in the aesthetics because this is medieval and dark looking as well. King of Cups with every end is a new beginning. Ace of Cups, I share my thoughts openly. Yeah, actually, I think these are 2 very good decks to go together. King of Wands, challenges help restore my balance. And Queen of Wands, I help create a tranquil world. Good for you. I hope so too. 7 of Cups, I am free from betrayal's pain. And 8 of Pentacles, evil is simply a lack of light. Interesting. That is a very good one, depending on what it is that you're sowing. Knight of Wands, optimism builds my dreams. Should we end that one there? I think. So this one, definitely fans. For those of you who are always curious about the fanning aspects of the decks, it most definitely fans. So I will leave you there. Did you get this one, or are you tempted? I'm hoping somebody gets the book soon so I can have a look at that. That'd be really interesting to see what's in the recipe book for the kitchen. Until the next one, take care. Bye-bye.